Coming to you from the Lydia Media Studios in the heart of Lewiston, Auburn, it's Lydia's Lunch Bunch, LA's afternoon morning show with Mark, Sarah, and Pam. We're covering news and events in the greater LA area and talking to the people making a difference in our community. Give us a listen at lydiamediallc.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And feel free to share your comments, questions, or suggestions via email at podcast@lydiamediallc.com.
And today's show is brought to you by United Piping, serving residential and commercial customers with new installations and repairs. Call today and schedule your oil and gas boiler cleanings at 754-4556. UPI, the best plumbers around. Also brought to you by Ruper's Beverage and Redemption. When it comes to beer, wine, and spirits, don't botch it, squatch it.
Squatch it.
I'm never going to live it down. At 5 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, and Oxford. Learn more at rupersbeverage.com. And remember, the party starts at Ruper's.
I'm sorry. I'll stop after this week.
You're not.
You're not sorry. I should never have said anything.
No. No.
I mean, we've met, right?
It was like me telling you you were loading the dishwasher wrong. It's just going to be a thing now.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Today, we have the pleasure of being joined in studio by the owner of Apple Valley Golf Course, Chad Hopkins. How are you?
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Rocking his Dave Matthews Band 2021 tour t-shirt.
That was the first time since college that I went and saw Dave Matthews Band, was the 2021 tour.
Really?
At Guilford, yep.
All right.
Such a good show.
Both of them.
Touche.
Yeah, they were both really good.
Oh, by the way, Pam, for our Wednesday intros, when you're not here, when you're at BNI, we usually say that you're at BNI
I know,
networking
yeah.
and making friends and
I
influencing
listen every
people.
once in a while.
Yeah, well, yesterday we figured that maybe you're not at BNI and maybe you're just hanging out at Lake Auburn with Lydia.
We speculated that maybe you just couldn't stand being around us that many days in a row.
Yeah. You could only stand us for 2 days and then you need a break.
Yes, and then another 2 days, and then we're good.
And
And then it's the weekend.
But
and
Chad can attest that I'm there.
Yes, yesterday your sub said that you were right back. And
busted.
Boy.
Why'd you just give Chad $20? Well, we're going to talk to Chad all about the great sport of golf and Apple Valley Golf Course coming up here in just a bit. But before we get there, let's take a look at some headlines for Thursday, April 3rd.
Lewiston-based Community Clinical Services will lay off about 34% of its staff and close several service sites on May 1st. The decision was due to ongoing federal funding challenges and payment instability caused by Maine's Medicaid budget shortfall.
The Trump administration has laid off the entire staff of the federally funded Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, also known as LIHEAP. The program provides financial assistance to lower-income families to help them afford heating and cooling. The overhaul is expected to affect 10,000 workers and 70,000 LIHEAP applicants.
That's a lot.
Are we great yet? The city of Auburn is updating its comprehensive plan, which will help shape its future for the next decade. The city invites residents to visit the project website, share ideas, and receive progress updates. More information can be found at auburnmaine.gov.
And the city of Lewiston named Public Works team member Miguel Garcia as its Employee of the Month. The team manager described Miguel as a standout employee with a great attitude. He has learned many jobs the department handles and takes pride in his work, no matter the task.
The weather.
Talk about the
We
weather.
got a little bit of weather this morning.
We have weather every day. It's just
true story. That's actually
Sarah's wicked smart.
I'm just saying. Some days are better than others.
Today's a bit sweater weather.
Yes.
Yeah, I put
for
my
sure.
raincoat and my hat on today.
It was decent when I left the house, and then when I got here, it was raining.
Started
and I
to
was
pour,
like,
yeah. Yeah, it's a bit much outside today. April showers bring May flowers. Mm-hmm. Right? Remember that from when we were little? Remember?
and
I
we
remember a lot of
carry
things
it
from when we
through.
were little that turned out to be horseshit.
Mark is absolutely right.
He's not having it today. Okay.
We have rain this afternoon, followed by cloudy skies with a high of 52 and a low of 30. Sunny tomorrow with a high of 55 and a low of 37. Rain throughout the weekend with highs in the 40s. It's a good time to do the spring cleaning, right?
Yeah. Sunny tomorrow will be nice, though, and high of 55.
Yeah.
That sounds like running outside weather, if you ask me.
It's golf and weather.
Oh. Wow. I wouldn't know. I've never golfed. In sports, Red Sox ace Garrett Crochet pitched 8 shutout innings in a 3-0 win over the Baltimore Orioles. Whoop, whoop. They'll play again at 1 p.m. this afternoon. The Sox also signed rookie second baseman Christian Campbell to an 8-year deal.
The Celtics' winning streak ended at 9 games following a 124-103 loss to the Miami Heat. Boston will host the Phoenix Suns tomorrow night.
He always gives you the Bruins.
Do you do that on purpose?
Yes, he 100% does.
So mean.
Have you met him?
So mean. I don't even want to say it. The Bruins have lost 9 in a row, okay? They've lost 9 in a row.
She pulled the Band-Aid off.
They'll try to make it 10 tonight against the Canadiens.
Who typed this?
What?
Stinking genius.
So mean.
I bet they can do it.
They can.
I have faith in them.
Me too.
Well, we'll find out. Face-off is at 7 p.m. in Montreal.
Bruins are playing hockey like they are playing golf. They're trying to get the least amount of
Yes.
The
goals.
least amount of points.
Yes.
Who else is playing tonight? We should also start reporting on who the winning teams are playing. Like the Caps have got to be playing somewhere tonight.
Oh, Ovi got another one.
Yeah.
He's now 2 away from.
He's so
tying
close.
Gretzky.
I can't
Yeah.
wait. It's going to be the biggest party in the NHL.
It'll be good. 4 Bates College pitchers threw a combined no-hitter, and Jack Margoloff went 3 for 5 and drove in 5 runs to lead the Bobcats over UMaine Farmington 17-0.
Did the Beavers show up for the game?
I'm not sure.
Ow.
Yeah.
That's a rough score.
Yeah, that must have been hard to play and watch.
I bet.
Yeah.
They
You know-
should probably get a ghost man.
Yeah.
Remember that? Ghost man out there. Yes. He stole home.
Look at him go. Oh, you can't.
You know what they call that score in the biz, Sarah?
Oh.
A solid trouncing.
Yeah, that is definitely a trouncing.
That's a trouncing.
Yeah.
Technical term.
Yeah. Dylan Blue scored 2 goals to lead the Maine Gladiators 18U team over the Alabama Thunder 3-2 in the USA Hockey National Championship Tournament.
And the Maine Nordiques end their regular season against the New Hampshire Mountain Kings tomorrow, which is age-out night. So we're going to say goodbye to
so sad.
a lot of Nords players that are aging out of the junior hockey. And on Saturday, free admission at the Colisee.
There's no reason to not go to this game.
That's right. That's your news, weather, and sports. And right now it is time for the podcast segment. That is
Sweeping.
I will say that with confidence today
It
because
is.
we have A-lister after A-lister after B-lister.
Right.
It's
Yes.
time for famous people birthdays.
They're famous. It's their birthdays. It's famous people birthdays. It's famous people birthdays.
Let's take a look at FPBs for April the 3rd, shall we?
Yes, I'm surprised you didn't add Matthew Good to your list.
I have no idea who that is.
Yes, I know. He's 47 today.
Oh, from Downtown Abbey.
There it is.
Okay, good. Yes.
Yep.
Downtown.
Yep. Downtown Abbey. That's how Mark says it.
We've met
Okay.
Pam.
That's why I
Makes
pointed it out
sense.
to him.
That's
Makes
right.
sense.
He could
You
say
didn't-
what show that person was on.
Yes.
You didn't bold up Amanda Bynes?
I didn't?
No.
Oh, let's hear about her. What's her deal, Pam?
Oh, I mean, she was one of those Nickelodeon child stars that went through some rough times.
Yeah.
She's kind of trying to pull herself out of it.
I feel like she's pulled herself together. I also think she was dealing with some mental illness.
Oh, 100%.
I think she had
because she
bipolar
was
disorder.
a child star that
Yes,
was
that
probably
too.
hugely taken. I did watch a documentary on her.
You did?
Yeah, yeah. That's cool. It's unfortunate. I think kind of like Britney Spears, their parents and family members just didn't give a shit. Just make money and be famous.
yeah.
As famous as you possibly can be.
Not a child, but a commodity.
So anyway,
That stinks. Also, we've learned that the producers of Nickelodeon turned out to not be doing things
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
quite.
She
On that
one
one up.
movie I do remember. I think she had her own show, but one movie that Trevor grew up watching was Big Fat Liar. She was in that with Frankie Muniz.
Yeah. She's 30.
39.
39 candles on her
39
cake today.
Right.
Yeah. Jenny Garth, formerly of Beverly Hills 90210. She was like an OG member of Beverly Hills
Was,
90210, right?
Yes.
Well, she's 53 today.
Nice.
Lead singer for Skid Row.
Oh, yeah.
I think former lead singer for Skid Row. I think he left.
There's
Yeah.
a new singer
Familiar
for
with the Skid Row?
is still
I don't know.
performing?
I'll have to look that up.
I had a cassette tape of theirs.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh man, their debut album was off the charts. Good.
I remember the cover art.
Yeah, Sebastian Bach
Yeah.
is 57 years old today.
He also played Gil on the Gilmore Girls.
He also had a role in Trailer Park Boys too.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Did you also know he was on Broadway?
What?
Uh-huh.
I did not.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Right on.
I know.
All right.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Another lead singer is celebrating a birthday today. This one from one of the greatest bands in the history of time. Mike Ness of Social Distortion is 63 years old today.
Yay.
Yes.
All right.
Comedian and actor Eddie Murphy is 64. Anybody got a favorite Eddie Murphy memory or part?
I grew up, I was in middle school, I think, watching Delirious and Raw.
Oh, boy.
And I was definitely not
Raw.
old enough, but I
That-
thought it
yeah.
was hilarious. And then I've watched another documentary on another comedian that talked about how difficult it was to watch him do some of his acts because it was so, like, gay people, don't watch my butt as I walk by. You know, it was very...
Homophobic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how it made it difficult for gay comedians to come out and perform and do the things. But yeah, back in the early 90s, that's what it was.
Yeah,
That's how
we were
things.
not quite woke,
No.
We were
apparently.
It was a different time back
It was, yeah.
I'm
different.
still,
Yeah.
don't wake me, actually. I'm kind of
Yeah.
a little sleepy.
But yeah, that's
Probably
my
the
first
rain.
memory of Eddie Murphy.
I grew up watching his comedy, but then as a parent, you can't miss Donkey
We're gonna
from the
hear-
Shrek movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Donkey. He's so
He did
funny.
so good in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those every movie I loved him. in
All
every
of
one.
them.
Yeah, yeah, they're all
that, yeah.
great.
Remember, for about 7 straight years in the late 90s, Eddie Murphy also co-starred in Eddie Murphy every single movie he was in, it
Yes.
seemed like.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, all
where
right.
he did multiples
That's
of
when he
himself.
started to lose me a little bit.
He played like 4 characters
Yeah.
in his movie.
Like the first
yeah.
time was super funny.
Yeah.
Coming
This
to
is-
America.
That was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Coming to America was a great movie.
that was the one where he started doing that.
Actor David Hyde Pierce, who played Niles Crane on Frasier,
Yeah.
is 66 years old today.
love
Alec Baldwin, 67 years old today. Loved Alec in his in 30 Rock. He was
Yeah.
great in 30 Rock,
Yep.
and did some other stuff.
He
as
does
well.
some great impressions when he's on Saturday Night Live.
I
Yes.
really could care less about his entire career except for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
To be honest.
Yeah,
Actually, I
great.
don't even know of any movies that he's in.
So many Baldwins, though. How do you keep
There's
them
a bunch
straight?
of Baldwins.
It's
yeah.
cool though when you can tag your brother in. You're like, you do the rest
Yeah.
of the show. I'm out of here.
Oh, I remember him from The Departed as well. I wasn't sure
Oh,
of,
yeah.
I'm trying to think of the movies he was in, but I think that's the
You're
most
right.
recent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Malice is the one that I remember him from. That was
Guitarist Mick Mars of Motley Crue, 69 years old today. How psyched is he?
Man,
Right?
I can't believe he's alive.
Band member from Motley Crue on his 69th birthday.
Yeah.
Come on, this guy's living it up.
Yeah.
All right. Singer Tony Orlando of Tony Orlando and Dawn is 81 years old today. And I just want to clear up some confusion. He actually is the Tony Orlando in Tony Orlando and Dawn.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for clearing that.
Yeah,
Got it.
We
Wasn't sure.
appreciate that.
And
I know. I would have thought about it all day, right?
I'd have to cancel a couple of appointments.
Yeah. We might have to anyway.
ra- rounding out FPBs for April the 3rd is Wayne Newton, Las Vegas legend. 83 years old today.
He's still kicking?
He is.
I can picture his tan and his hair
Yeah.
and his teeth.
I think
liked
his.
him.
No, go ahead.
I liked him in European Vacation
Yes, he was
when
great.
he was trying to bang Griswold's wife. Right?
He was. Yeah. I think his hair and his teeth and parts of his face are only like 20.
Or Vegas
Yeah.
Vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vegas vacation.
Yeah,
sure.
but
Yeah.
I
Wayne
don't think he
himself,
lets his teeth get past 5 years.
probably not.
Right.
Got to trade these bad boys in.
Yeah.
All right, those are your FPBs for April 3rd. Now we'll take a look at some OTDs. On this day, 15 years ago in 2010, Apple released the first generation of the iPad.
I had one of those.
Wow.
You were
It's like
rich.
a brick.
You were rich.
Yeah.
It's funny, I worked for a print shop down in Portland, and my boss won it in something, and he's like, I don't know what to do with this. You want it? He had
Oh.
no idea. He was like, I mean, to give him credit, like nobody really
Right.
No.
Right.
hadn't
like
seen
giving a
anything
kid a
like
car.
it before. Yeah.
Yeah, what is that thing? 29 years ago on this day in 1996, MC Hammer filed for bankruptcy.
Can't touch this.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, apparently couldn't touch
I
his
really
money.
wish I would have kept my Hammer pants.
You could probably find them. Not
They
the
were
originals,
great.
but you could get some more.
Go to Hobby Lobby and make this up real quick.
No,
They're going to
I don't
have
sew.
hamburgers on them.
Hamburger Hammer pants.
Oh,
Hamburger
boy.
pants.
All right.
I like that.
Did you?
Anybody know what? I 100% did. Yes.
Like multiple colors, too.
No,
bet you
I
had
think
more
I
than
only had
pair.
one pair, but they were like my favorite pair of pants. I mean, they were like wearing pajamas.
Yeah.
I
mean-
still have a pair. You can find them. Mine are from Athleta.
Good to know. Good to know. All right.
72 years ago on this day in 1953, the first issue of TV Guide hit newsstands. It sold for 15 cents a copy.
Wow.
And Lucille Ball and her baby Desi Arnaz Jr. were on the first cover.
Nice.
143 years ago on this day in 1882, Jesse James was shot in the back by his cousin and gang member Robert Ford, who sold him out for a $10,000 reward.
That was a lot of money back then.
Imagine
Heck
how
yeah.
much that is in today's money.
I don't know.
Yeah.
10 million.
Let's figure it out.
I think it's more than that.
And finally, 165 years ago on this day in 1860, the legendary Pony Express began service between Missouri and California. There we go. Those are your FPBs and OTDs for April the 3rd.
Whether you want a sit-down meal or a grab-and-go, Pat's Pizza in Auburn offers delicious sandwiches, pasta, salads, and pizza at family-friendly prices. Pat's Pizza, serving the L.A. area since 1985. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Online at patsauburn.com.
Now we shift focus fully to our guest in studio, the owner of Apple Valley Golf Course, which is located at 316 Pinewoods Road in Lewiston, Chad Hopkins. Chad, you've owned Apple Valley for nearly 10 years now. Mm-hmm. How did that all begin?
Let's see. If we fast forward to when I was giving golf lessons, I was added Apple Valley Golf Course to my group of golf courses that I was giving lessons to, and at the time it was being leased to this couple, and I was doing a lot of lessons, junior golf camps, such and such, and for about 3 years, and then when I heard that they weren't going to re-up their lease or purchase it, I just was like, let me go talk to the owner and see what's going to happen. And at that point, he says, well, it's either going to be sold, to whoever and such, or he's going to develop it into more homes that he was already building across the street.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so probably not going to be a golf course anymore. Right?
Right.
I'm like, this is the first golf course I ever played golf at.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't let that happen. So I'm like, well, so then what else could you do? He goes, well, I could lease it. I go, talk to me about what that's like. And he's like, blah, blah, blah. So I signed a 4-year progressive triple net lease. I know. Yeah. Don't take a sip. So I was broke, like a lot, right? Oh, you own a golf course. You must be rich. I'm like, no. I eat dollar menu at McDonald's. So I'm like, well, let's do the lease, and then I'll know within 2 years, like, is this for me? If it's not, then when the lease runs out, I'm out, right? No harm, no foul. I'll do my best. And inside of, I don't know, really, really quickly, I'm like, I love it. I love the people. I love this community. I also like, rescues. For some reason.
Yeah.
Ask my list of ex-girlfriends. And but I've always been in a situation where it's like, wow, I could fix so many things here. Let me at it, right? And I've been a part of multiple golf courses that have been like that. And I just sort of got sick of like, why am I fixing your problems and not getting paid any more for this and not feeling a sense of accomplishment in the truest form? Like, I found something I could create and nourish and build, and that's going to give me the reward. The money's awesome, right? Yeah, cool. When it comes in, it's coming in, but when it isn't, it isn't. And nobody's losing sleep about my bills that aren't getting paid, right? So at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm going to either do this right or I will know that I don't want to do this. But I knew I wanted to do this, right? I mean, long story short, I made a goal list back in 2005, and 2005, and on there was in 10 years, and I printed it up, and there was 10 things, and 10 years out from that date was I will own a golf course.
Wow.
And I posted this on the side of the wall where I woke up in the morning. And I read it every single morning when I shut off my alarm clock because cell phones barely existed and they weren't doing the alarm thing yet. And then I also put it in the bathroom. So I read it 6 to 10 times a day, every day for an entire year, right up until I went to the golf academy. I went to the golf academy and wanted to become the best golf instructor, the best business person I could possibly be in the golf business, because I had these goals where I better know this stuff by the time I own a golf course in 10 years
Right.
that I don't know about. So manifestation's a real thing. That's kind of funny. That's kind of where I'm going with this whole thing. But so in 2016 is when, in 2015, I signed the paperwork to do the lease. In 2019, I almost went bankrupt. I'm not sure if you're familiar with what the weather was that winter before that season, but I lost 4 of my greens. You know, that's a lot of revenue, right? And then it rained until like June, so we couldn't even put golf carts out. Take golf carts away from golfers nowadays.
Right.
Forget about it. You know, you're like, hey, come on out and bring your canoe. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be a new sport.
Wear your rain boots.
I lost my shirt. And then, COVID happened. There was a huge spike in the game of golf. And I'm like, oh, perfect timing.
Yeah.
So I almost went bankrupt, figured out a way to own it. Thank you to Gard Craw. I'm going to give him a shout out. He did owner financing with me. Without that option, I failed in the banks. They just had no desire to own golf courses, right? They go, golf courses number 1, restaurants number 2. Like, get out of here. And I'm like, oh, man, my future plans. I knew I could do it, but I just need the money, and I'm so broke. So owner financing, and then that allowed me to, well, first of all, the triple net progressive lease, which was it was going up a lot. That dropped down to like my first year's lease payment. My mortgage did.
Oh.
So I'm like, ooh, we got a spike in golf. Revenue's a little higher, and my mortgage is now a fourth of what it was last year. So I started finding my feet again. You make those progressions. Next thing you know, banks are like, let's talk to the golf courses again. Anyway, so long story short, I was able to purchase it technically last year from the bank.
Awesome.
And oh my God, right?
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah. So it's allowing me to do the next step in the phase, which is, what does Apple Valley Golf Course need? Well, you walk there, you show up there, and you can get on an old golf cart, and you can play an old golf course, and you can play on a couple of greens that are it's like craters on the moon sometimes. And the people that are there every day that have been there, I like to say, have my back, so to speak. They've seen the progression, they've seen and they understand the business. And those people, it's like, oh my God, if it wasn't for you, I'd have a very hard time sticking to it here because, this is tough. By buying the golf course, it allowed me through some trial and error to have a situation where now I can take on the next phase, which is it needs a food and beverage, right? Snacks ain't cutting it. Burgers that it's only a 9-hole course, right? So you're like, you show up, it's like kids in a candy store. Oh my God, I can't wait to play golf. I haven't eaten anything today. They get done 9 holes. Like, I'm starving. Yeah. What can I have? You're like, oh, I can make you a burger. Oh, I gotta wait.
Yeah.
Let's go to said restaurant.
Right.
I'm like, man, I feel like we could do so much more if we had, that service to give them.
Yeah.
Ready. Sit at a bar, have a draft beer, order some food.
Yeah.
I know the members are just salivating to have such a thing. So,
Absolutely. I think
yeah.
nothing like a 19th hole.
Absolutely, yeah. Or in our case, 10th hole almost.
Right.
Technically, we have 18 holes, but it's not. Anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like that's part of I don't golf, as I've told you, but I feel like that's part of the experience, right? Like you go and you hang out with your buddies and you have a beer, like you were saying, or just grab something to eat after, and you spent the whole afternoon or morning outside. That's like the next thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I get it.
100%. A big reason that I love the game is not just what the game does for me in a therapeutic sense or any of that stuff, but the camaraderie, the connections, the networking. I'm trying to build a place where you, who does not golf, has no real desire to even golf. Maybe.
I kind of want to, actually.
Okay. Well, then you'd be like the perfect customer.
Okay, yeah.
There we go. I got to save
Oh,
that
I
for
love
our
being
BNI meeting.
Yes.
Send me a referral to somebody that doesn't golf, might want to, but definitely gets the social aspect of it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm trying to build I have built a pub, a restaurant, and it's going to be year round. And in this spring, we're going to build an outside deck on the outside with a roof and netting, which is literally overlooking our finishing hole. I mean,
Pretty cool.
who's got that?
Yeah.
Just us, little old golf course over at little Apple Valley.
It's uncomfortably close, actually. When you're finishing on the 9th hole, you're like, I hope no one's watching. And now people are definitely going to be watching.
Yes. And I'm gonna put it out there like this. The side of the deck that's facing the 9th green, which you're like maybe 30 feet from, is going to be a giant rail so that you can sit there and make fun of Pam openly.
Specifically?
Yeah,
Specifically
right?
me,
You're sitting there. You're sitting on the edge
I
of the
don't
rail.
want to do that.
What if she's wearing hammer
Or
pants?
you're
Oh, then I will.
Yes,
Yeah.
rooting her on. Or,
Would you wear hammer pants to golf?
I hope you do.
Do I need an outfit?
Just
Yes.
hammer pants. That would be fantastic.
Will you help me pick out an outfit?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll just say that they're knickers.
Knickers?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound cute.
Look it up. Look it up.
I want to be cute.
Sarah's like, I wanted a new outfit, and knickers was not on the list.
I got you, didn't I?
They got some cute knickers, though.
Oh my God. Chad, when were you bitten by the golf bug? What happened?
She's pulled up crotchless panties. That's not what I'm going to wear.
I googled knickers and got underwear.
I think you scrolled into your history.
Okay, do not Google. All right, there we go.
Knickers. Oh, no, that's not cute.
Looks like you got a lot of thumbs up on that one.
Those. I don't want to wear those.
Oh my
I want a
gosh.
cute little skirt.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I wear? Okay. Sorry.
Let's get back on track here. Chad, when were you bitten by the golf bug?
I would say that I was introduced to it by my grandfather while watching on a black and white TV as a very small boy, sucking or chewing on the cigar pretzel. You know those? Remember those?
Yes.
That's like such a grandfather thing.
Those and the candy cigarettes
Yeah.
were the best, right? Yeah.
So I'm just
Start 'em
like,
young.
dude, watching this, and I'm like, what am I watching? These are old people, and I don't see anything because,
You can't really see the ball.
And back then it was very quiet, right? Like, don't say a
Yeah.
word. And Graham's like, shh, shh, shh. I'm like, they can't hear me. This is dumb.
Those are the rules of
I like
golf.
baseball. I like football. I want to be loud. I want to hit people. And And he's like, shut up, this is the greatest golfer of all time, Jack Nicklaus. And he hits the ball and it goes in the air and the camera follows it and you're like, it's a gray screen. I see nothing.
Nothing.
And then they show a dark screen, which is the green back then because it's black and white TV. And then this small little white ball that just goes and then it disappears. I'm like, what did it do? Because you can't even see the hole because it's black.
Is this a magic trick?
So I'm like, I can't wait for Pong on Atari right now. That's how bad this is. So, like a black screen with a white dot. So I'm just like, no, thank you. Well, then he gave me what was still to this day, I think about it, and I really wish that I didn't do what I did, which was trade them away eventually. But he gave me an old rusty set of Wilson staff blades. Like, he gave me the most cherishable thing that he had that he could give me, right?
Yeah.
But as a smaller child, I'm like, well, this is dumb. What am I going to do with these rusty old things, And he goes, don't go to a golf course until you can hit the ball in the zip code that you're aiming. Don't waste your time. Don't tear up a course. Don't frustrate yourself.
Yeah.
Just go to the driving range. And if you don't like it, and bring those clubs back. So long story short, I fell in love with the process of hitting the ball, aiming at something, and making the ball go there. We all can kind of do it when we're playing mini golf because it's super close and it's simple. And whoops, I miss, and it hits the wall, and it falls in the hole. But when you hit a pin or a sign at a driving range from 150 yards out and you aimed at it, they got a car over at Tabor's. Mm-hmm. Have you been?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've gotten it in the window.
Yeah, give me bumps. So I'm giving a golf lesson. It was one of my last golf lessons of the year last year at Tabor's because I give lessons there as well because I don't have a driving range. And I'm talking about curvature of ball and stance and this and that. And he's like, well, what can you? I go, well, I'm going to try to bounce it off of that hill, and it's going to ricochet to the right, and it's going to go inside that back left blinker. And he's like, yeah, okay. And then I did it. Right then. I was as surprised as you are. But I kind of wasn't, right? So when you can visualize something so extremely detailed where you're like, I'm going to, to the point where I'm like, that's going to hit like a blade of grass right there at 110 yards out. And it's going to turn to the right because I'm going to have a little left to right cut on it. And it's going to stay low because I'm just hooding a little 7-iron. I'm going to grab the bottom of the shaft, right? Bottom of the grip down near the shaft. And then you do it. And when you see it and you feel it come off the club face and you see it go towards a target, you can almost say, yep, I did it.
I did it.
And then it went in and it stayed inside that blinker.
Yeah.
And this 65-year-old man drops his club and hugs me. And he's like,
It was like a hole in one.
that was the most impressive thing I've ever seen. You called it. I'm like, yeah, I mean, if it missed by a little, you still would have thought that was cool. But that kind of stuff just it wakes me up in the morning. I'm a psychopath.
Well, you're on the right show.
I was going to say, you're in good company.
I think Pam was like, I like you. You should come on this show. After the show, I don't like you.
I've never heard Pam talk like that.
I'm curious what you consider to be the best golf movie of all time.
Ooh, so I am partial to Tin Cup a lot.
Same here.
For so many different reasons. Now, if you're just thinking about golf movie, right? Not the love story. Maybe that the Tin Cup thing is, the complete dumpster fire tragedy that is Tin Cup that I've lived. But the greatest game ever played, I recommend that to anybody that is ever interested in how do you zone in when the world is so loud?
Is that the one with Will Smith? Wait, who's
Bagger Vance, I think.
Bagger?
Yes,
The Legend
good
of
one.
Bagger Vance.
Yeah, Legend of Bagger Vance.
I would have gone with Happy Gilmore.
Happy is great. It's super fun. Love that.
Hockey and
Well,
golf.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you'll go with Happy Gilmore because you don't play.
Probably. Yeah.
I
probably.
think because Chad plays, and I was playing golf when I watched Tin Cup as well, and I'm like, this movie, it's the greatest golf movie ever seen in my life.
Any
awesome.
tragic story of a golfer,
Yeah.
you've dropped a ball this many times because you're just so stubborn. I can make the shot. I can make this shot. And then you do, and it's like, that's all I care about. I don't care about what happened in the meantime that I just lost the U.S. Open.
So good. So well done.
Yeah. Romeo's a genius.
Yeah. That was Cheech, right?
Cheech.
Yeah.
His name is Romeo.
I know, I was psyched when I saw he was in the cast. How would you describe Apple Valley to someone who has never been there, never played there?
It is the most arms-opening, non-judgmental. If you do decide to judge, make sure you do it with sarcasm and love, with a huge smile on your face, so that the person that knows that you're judging them is actually just doing it as a joke.
Right.
Sarcasm, right? Like, bring your sarcasm, bring your fun, bring your energy. Try to play golf. You don't have to play well. Treat the course with respect. Play fast.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And enjoy yourself. Come on out. This is where you can socialize. This is a great place to network, and then new golfers, kids. I have a nice, large junior golf camp program that we've had in place for 16 years or so. I do a Thursday night, ladies' night, and it's specifically based toward either women that have never played, just want to play with their friend, not secure in their ability to play, or even good golfers that aren't judgmental, right? Because I don't want anybody in the group to feel intimidated.
Right. Right.
So they come out and I give them a half-hour golf lesson as a group, and then they break up into groups of 3, 4, or 5, and they go out and play as much golf as they feel like playing the rest of the night.
Right on.
Do you have to be a member to play?
Nope, we're a public course. Yeah.
I know when I first started playing golf, one of the most intimidating things about doing it for the first time, like for real, is golf etiquette. So what do you recommend for people that want to try it, but that's the part that's really like, I don't really know like the etiquette of golf, and that's a big unknown, I think, for a lot of people.
Etiquette. So there's a large rules book, and then there's a larger etiquette rules book, right? So etiquette is enormous, and it's not just pace of play, right? That's the one everybody's mostly concerned about. Like, I don't want to hold anybody up. I'm not very good. I don't like it when people are behind me, That's why Apple Valley is so great, is because it's a trickle-down effect, right? I go, do not, be rude to the people that are playing golf in front of you. Treat them with respect. It's a short enough course where a lot of people can drive greens there,
Right.
So there's going to be people that are going to be nervous when people are behind them, and we don't want to, like, shut down the course for someone that's in front of them. So my best advice for pace of play, if you're ever concerned about your ability and sticking up with the group ahead of you, if you've lost pace with the group ahead of you by a hole, and what I mean by that is you're on the tee box and they're on the next tee box, that is the most room there should be, right? So quite often you're going to be on the tee box and they're going to be on the green. That's perfect pace. But when there's 2 people on a tee box and there's people on a green, and then there's nobody on the tee box on the next hole and there's nobody on the green on the next hole, that pace of play is poor. So it's about not just focusing on the golf ball in front of you.
Right.
It's about looking ahead and going, just like traffic, right? Okay, I'm losing pace with the car in front of me, type of thing. So just pull off to the side.
Yeah.
Pull off to the side and wave them through.
And honestly, just go out and do it, and you'll kind of figure it out. Like, as long as you're paying attention to, like, again, pace of play and what other people are doing. But a lot of times, too, I agree. I hate it when people are behind me. I hate driving off the tee and there's people waiting behind me.
Yeah.
But I've definitely come to learn that I need to keep my pace and not rush shots if I can't play any faster myself. If I'm waiting at the next tee box as well, then I can't worry about the people behind me because there's nothing I can do,
Yeah.
But I did, when I first started, I would rush my shots, even though it wasn't me holding people up. It's just that mentality thing. Yeah, I would say that's one of the hardest things for me is having people watch me. that I'm not playing with.
This game is hard enough already. Don't push me, don't rush me. First time ever driving in rush hour traffic in downtown Boston. I didn't know that was a one-way street.
Yeah.
Oh crap! Now I'm holding everybody up.
Yeah.
That's what it is like when you're playing. One beauty about Apple Valley Golf Course is it's so open. You can see multiple holes at one time.
Yeah.
You might be on a golf course where you only see your hole.
Yeah.
How do you know if you've lost pace? That's a nice little benefit of what we got going on there too.
Yeah. It's been nearly 10 years since you've made the purchase, signed the lease. Better than you expected?
In almost every way imaginable.
Nice.
How so?
I get a little choked up, so excuse me. Love my family, right? Love my blood family. Love my family, my memberships, my leaguers, my regulars, and then I get to know their family. Made some great networking connections with so many people in the area. And they've turned into some business partners, which is a bonus. I'm not even trying to connect with you like that. And if it turns out to be like that, then bonus, right? Yeah. Because a lot of people need golf lessons. Like everybody in the world, actually. Yeah. So I love it. And I love the process. I love looking back and remembering conversations like with my mother in the pro shop going, okay, so when we do file for this bankruptcy, what happens then, right? Like having those conversations and just thinking about all the sadness that this is going to create, that this golf course is going to probably turn into a dirt bike track. Like that was a real potential. Can you imagine? There's a 55 and up community that lives right across the street.
I think they might have a hard time with
There's
that.
a beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right? These people, you see kids, you see people walking their dogs left and right. And I'm like, this is Pleasantville to me. Yeah. You're going to put a dirt bike track in the middle of it?
No.
Oh my God. First of all, they're going to burn this place to the ground if you do that. And they're going to come and murder me.
It's going to be all your
They will
fault.
find you.
But, it's less and less for me and more for everybody that's there now that I feel. And then for the golf course. Yeah. But now I'm building Hopper's Pub. Well, Hopper's. And that is something that is near and dear to my love since I was 18 years old. I've wanted this. So I'm building my, we'll call it, sarcastic, humorous man cave, if you will, of a pub that I'm going to just share with people, and the people that love it will love it. I hired a Michelin star award-winning executive chef that just moved here from California.
Wow.
Right? So on paper, I'm like, oh my God, on paper, you're like kind of the best chef in New England. Like, what are you going to do working for me at Apple Valley Golf Course? Are you kidding me? We've never even had a full menu. So I have a lot of restaurant background history, and one thing that I really think could at least make me happy is to see great service again, right? Like when you come in and people know your name, they know what you drink, they know the two items that you eat the most. They know what mug number you have, or maybe you're a wine member, right? We have a mug and wine club. Maybe they come in and they know who you are already. Like, it's very much like Cheers. One of my favorite shows of all time. I still go to bed most nights and I'm either watching Tin Cup or Cheers. And I want to create my version of Cheers. So I have created that. And then we have our open house. I don't want to jump ahead or anything, but we have our open house coming up this Sunday. Yeah. Super excited about that.
That's not jumping ahead. That's just a few days away.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's going to be great. And so we do an open house every single season. And it's just a way to say, hey, welcome back. Golf season's either here or it's really close. And this is what we did, right? And this is what we did for upgrades and this and that and stuff. And this is what our memberships are. And I'll run some specials. And we feed people for free. And then they come in and they buy drinks from us and they buy memberships and such. But this year it's the 10th anniversary, right? And it's not the grand opening, but it's a way to show everybody, the Hopper's Pub. Yeah.
What's behind the name Hoppers?
So I'm the world's worst with names. Like
me, when I
straight
called you Chris.
Yes, I do remember that, Rebecca. And
I was close.
so I'm a big fan of nicknames, right? Maybe it's the old sports team guy in me or whatever. You know, everybody had a nickname. Maybe it was when I was in the military. Everybody kind of had a nickname. So my family, we all kind of have each other's nicknames, you know. So my nickname is Hopper.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
Is that because of Hopkins, or did you hop a lot as a kid?
So who doesn't hop still? And yes, both.
Both. My nickname was Birdie. I sang a lot.
Yes. Is it because you're a good singer?
Yeah,
Or you're flighty?
both.
Oh, boy.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Did we start drinking yet?
We're about to.
It's weird we haven't. It does seem like it.
We need to end this show before we get into tasting
the next
tales.
thing.
Chad, this has been awesome. Anything else about Apple Valley that you would like our listeners to know?
Let's see. The things we offer. So junior camp, ladies golf. We have leagues on Monday nights. That's a 2-man league. Tuesday morning is a 2-man league. Wednesday night is our 2-person league. So it could be 2 women, 2 men, woman and man. Tuesday night, I think I missed that one, is a individual points league, also mixed man or women. And then Thursday evenings will be the ladies golf. And Friday nights we do a 2-person scramble where there's you could have the best score or you could have the worst score, and you could also win. Right?
Okay.
We have games based on go ahead and be really poor at golf tonight, and you might actually win one of those games, right? You know, don't try to be poor on purpose. But
I think
try
if
to
you
be
play
bad.
golf,
I don't-
you don't ever try to be bad
Right.
because it happens enough when you're not trying. So.
right. So we do all those things. Obviously, I give a lot of golf lessons a year. I'm in the ballpark of around 300 or so golf lessons I give annually. And, you know, we have a lot of fun tournaments. I'm sure I'm missing a few things, but yeah, that's our gist. You know, we are the Cheers of golf. Cool. You know,
Awesome.
We want to be the neighborhood golf course that the people that are intimidated by either dress codes or price or difficulty of the golf course or the cars in the parking lot, right?
Yeah.
Come on over at Apple Valley.
Yeah.
Put all that stuff aside and just play golf, have a beer, have a drink, have a great tasting meal, and just you don't break the bank at Apple Valley.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, so I just want that, really, because what else are we going to do on this world?
Right? Where do people go if they, want to see what all the things that you just mentioned?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do a better job of marketing on my website, but applevalleyme.com is our website. And then please follow us on Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, get Facebook, follow us, be the only
Just
thing
to
you
follow
have.
you.
And Lydia Media. Definitely follow us on Facebook because we don't just give you the updates and what's happening. We kind of like to have a little fun on there too.
Yeah.
You know?
Perfect.
So Facebook is I personally do the Facebook, and I put a lot of updates on there.
Locally owned and locally focused, Lydia Media celebrates the heart of the greater Lewiston Auburn area through 2 magazines, Uncle Andy's Digest and LA Metro Magazine, and the new Lydia's Lunch Bunch podcast. Each production shines a positive light on local businesses, nonprofits, events, and individuals making a difference in our community. Keep your advertising dollars local and position your business in front of your target audience with Lydia Media. Learn more at LLC.com. Chad, we'd like to close the show with a segment called 3 Random Questions. We'll each ask you one. I'll start. If someone were to play you in a movie, who would be your choice?
I mean, I would probably choose Will Ferrell.
Good choice. Good choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, I do think, as funny as he is, and that's almost blinding at times, I do think that we are watching one of possibly the greatest actors of our entire generation.
Wow.
right? But obviously he gets sort of typecast as a comedian.
Right.
But I don't think there's anything that guy can't do.
Did you see the movie Stranger Than Fiction?
I've seen every single movie.
So good.
Yes.
That's one of my favorites.
And that proves my point right there.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Because
Oh,
he's everything in that movie.
good.
Yeah.
He's funny and sad and sweet and
Yeah.
lovable. It's such a good, and Emma Thompson in that is amazing too.
Yeah.
Such a good movie. If you haven't seen it, you should see it.
All right, who's next?
You got one?
No, go
I'll
ahead.
go.
I mean, I don't know. I could have picked one.
If you
Are you scrolling the National Geographic to find a
Yeah.
question for me?
if you suspected someone was a robot, what tests would you do to prove that they were or were not?
Well, I would put them in my four-wheel drive standard 2010 Jeep Wrangler lifted 4 inches. And I would say drive around Lewiston on the roads. And if they drove straight, I would know they were a robot.
Okay.
Because you cannot drive around these potholes in my Jeep while trying to shift the standard clutch. Now, well, first of all, robots aren't going to know how to drive the standard.
No human being would survive the potholes in your Jeep, is what you're saying.
They wouldn't drive straight. They would not drive straight.
Fair test. I like it.
Okay, well, I did think of one earlier. I was looking at your tattoos. Do you have any plans for another tattoo, and or if you had to get a tattoo today, what would it be?
Tattoo today. I would.
He's looking around our
like, whose
studio.
face
I like
is
your. I like Lydia's ears. I would get
Lab
those
ears.
tattooed right there, right.
Lydia,
Somewhere-
did you hear that? No.
She
somewhere
is
back
sound
here.
asleep. She's like, whatever, everybody has tattoos of me. I'm the best. Who cares?
Oh, there we
She's
go.
awake, never mind.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna fill in. I got this Pearl Jam tattoo,
Yeah.
a live guy. I'm
I
gonna
thought
fill
that's
him
what
in.
that was.
I got to get these retouched with some color, and I've had this vision of almost the Red Barn at Apple Valley. Maybe doing that with some barn swallows flying out the door.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I have all these barn swallows here. I have 18 of them, obviously, and then this blue one here is for Trish.
Nice.
It's been a pleasure, Chad.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much for your time today. And if you'd like to learn more about Apple Valley Golf Course, visit appleValleyME.com and also follow them on Facebook. Thanks to our sponsors for today, Ruper's Beverage and Redemption and United Piping. And if you'd like to be part of the Lydia's Lunch Bunch advertising family, reach out to Pam. She's right over there. Via email at pam@lydiamediallc.com.
Have a great day. And remember, don't bite your cat.